The phone vibrated in my hand as the first shovel of dirt hit the coffin. A dull, hollow sound, final, ritualistic. I looked down at the screen without thinking. Muscle memory, habit from a life before this moment. Unknown contact, but the number wasn't unknown. It was my son's. My breath stalled. The world narrowed to pixels and black soil. It's dark in here, but I'm not underground. Help me! The priest kept talking. Words about ashes and dust. People crying behind me. My wife's fingers clutched my sleeve, trembling. I typed back with hands that felt detached from my body. Who is this? 3 dots appeared instantly. Don't trust anyone. Please check the casket. My heart didn't race. It went cold, sharp, focused. I looked at the coffin being lowered. Polished wood. Bronze handles. My signature on the paperwork. Closed casket, they'd insisted. Too damaged, they said. I stepped forward. Someone whispered my name. I ignored it. When I reached the grave, I didn't hesitate. I kicked the lid hard once, twice. Wood cracked. Screams erupted behind me. The lid fell open. The coffin was empty, except for one thing. A phone resting neatly on the white satin. I didn't scream. I didn't collapse. I picked up the phone. No dust, fully charged. My wife's face drained of color when she saw it. Not confusion, recognition. That was when the second death happened. Quiet, internal. The funeral dissolved into chaos, but my mind rewound calmly, methodically. The hospital room 3 weeks ago, the way the doctor avoided my eyes when he said accident. The rushed cremation paperwork that my wife had already filled out. The way she insisted we bury an empty box for closure. The way my son's phone had been lost at the scene. I had trusted the choreography. I shouldn't have. That night, after everyone left, I sat alone in the living room. The house still smelled like my son, detergent and cheap cologne. His phone lay on the table between us. It buzzed again. They lied to you. I ran. She helped them. I didn't need clarification. My wife watched me from the doorway. Red eyes, practiced grief. Who were you texting? She asked softly. No one, I said. She nodded too quickly. Betrayal isn't loud. It's precise. I didn't confront her. I didn't raise my voice. I investigated. Phone records first. Deleted calls. Burner numbers. One name appeared repeatedly under different aliases. Dr. Malik, not the emergency physician. A private clinic outside the city. I pulled security footage from the hospital using credentials I still had from my consulting work. I watched my son, alive, being wheeled out through a side. Entrance at 2:14 a.m. Walking. I had blood drawn from my wife under the pretense of stress tests. Ran it against an old sample of my son's DNA I still had from a pediatric record. It matched. But another sample didn't. The man listed as Dr. Malik. Not a doctor, a fixer. I followed him, quietly. Watched him meet my wife in parking lots. Exchange envelopes. Not money, documents. Adoption papers. Custody transfers. My son hadn't died. He'd been sold back to the man, who had never wanted to be a father, but wanted silence more than money, and my wife had helped them, for years. The truth arrived in a thin envelope one morning. Surveillance stills, contracts, medical falsifications. I placed it on the kitchen table between us. She stared at it without touching it. Say it, I said calmly. Out loud. Her mouth opened, closed. They threatened him, she whispered. They said you'd never let him go. I smiled slightly. You mean you? She broke then, crying, begging, explaining how she'd always been afraid of me, of my control, my planning. She was right about one thing. I plan. That evening, I drove her to the clinic under the pretense of reconciliation. Told her we would fix this, together. Inside, Malik was waiting. Pale when he saw me, I handed him the folder. I already sent copies, I said. Police, medical board. His employer. My wife turned to me, horror dawning. You said... I never lie, I replied. I just don't explain. I walked out while they screamed behind me. Weeks later, I received one last message. I'm safe. Don't look for me. Thank you for believing me. I deleted it. Some truths don't need chasing. At night, the house is quiet now, empty in a different way. I don't visit the grave. I already know what's buried there. My marriage and the man who used to trust.